Hold on, as you can tell, I don't work with these. Well, Mr. Riddick, I'm glad we could all get together to celebrate this chapter in your life, closing out. I knew a couple weeks ago that I was going to be speaking, and the first thing I thought was, why me? Why did you ask me? And at the same time, it took a lot of reflection. And all I could do was do what I normally do and go to Google. Google, let's search what I want to say instead of actually thinking for myself. Let's search to see what Google tells me I want to say. So I came up with a few quotes. Before I give you those quotes, I don't know if you and I had actually ever talked about how I joined choir. Being a 14-year-old hormonal young man, I followed a girl in your room and asked, could I try out for choir? I said, she's attractive, maybe I should go that way, so I went that way. I went through that door. But I went through that door and I didn't come out until I graduated. Became a better person for it. Not only learned character, integrity, but respect. Grew a lot of friendships with it, and came out with a mentor that I feel like is, even though you and I haven't seen each other in many years, a mentor that I can draw from for the rest of my life. So thank you for that. Thank you. I do have a few quotes, because like I said, it's not something that I was going to get up here and pull from my heart, because you might see me cry if I do. So first quote I had was just talking about retirement, is retirement is wonderful. It's doing nothing without worrying about getting caught at it. The other one I love, it says, a teacher is a compass that activates the magnets of curiosity, knowledge, and wisdom in their pupils. A teacher affects eternity. He can never tell where his influence stops. And that's where, of course, my story comes in as well, is after leaving Bartlett High School in '99, getting a full scholarship to college because of the training and the mentorship that you gave me, has just opened doors all throughout my life. And again, thank you. So a few things I thought of was, what does retirement mean? What does it mean to me? Being a few years away from it, maybe another 30, 40 years away from it, maybe. We're not close yet, but retirement means knowing it all, and you'll have a lot of time to tell everybody that you know it all. Retirement means not having a real need for the weekends anymore. Retirement means that you have twice as much time to spend with your beautiful family, but only half as much money to do it with. Retirement means that you're switching bosses from the one who hired you to the one who married you. And last but not least, the favorite quote that I found was from Rita Pearson. It says, every child deserves a champion, an adult who will never give up, who understands the power of connection and insists that they become the best they can possibly be. That wraps up the memories, the leadership, everything that I collected and gained from you. I think that quote wraps it up the best. You are all of our champions. Thank you.
I'm going to try really hard to do this without crying, but I'm a really emotional person, so I apologize. My name is Sarah Barlow, and I graduated in 2011, and deep breath. When I found out that I was going to get to speak tonight, the honor that I felt was incredible. And so I said, Mom, I called my mom, I said, Mom, like, I get to speak at this. Like, what do I say? Sorry, I'm a really ugly crier, so hold on. Okay. I said, Mom, what am I going to say? And she was like, Sarah, when you think of Mr. Riddick, like, is there one thing that comes to your mind? I said, yes. It was for my sophomore year. And I remember we were rehearsing, and Bartlett people, you'll be very glad to know he got mad at us. And we were on stage practicing for choir concert, and obviously we're practicing for choir. And so we're on stage practicing for a concert, and we kept going over the same part, and it like just wasn't happening, and like we weren't focused, we weren't doing what we were supposed to be doing. We all know the protocol, focus, come on y'all. And so he like keeps working, keeps blinking at us, and then finally he just grabbed his music and just chunked it on the ground. Like the blink wasn't enough that day, and so we were all like, whoa. And so it's like I remember staring at him, and he just kind of stared at us for a minute. He said something like this, don't quote me exactly, but it was something to the effect of, I realize all of y'all aren't a Christian, but I am. And when I go home at night, I think about the day and whether or not I honored the Lord or not. And if I went home right now, I would not be satisfied to tell the Lord that this was the hardest work that I could have given today. Whoa. And so he was like, and I know, that all of you don't believe in the Lord and things like that, but I hope that you're not satisfied with going home and thinking that that's as hard and as best as you can do. So he picked up his music, put it on the stand, and we sang it perfectly. And it's something that sticks with me, because every day I think at night, I can't help but think, like, God, today did I honor you? Not because Mr. Riddick is a human, obviously we think he's perfect, but he's human, but like the example that he shared with us, it's just one that you can't find it anywhere else. It's one that, the Lord tells us in the Bible, like, that we're just supposed to try our hardest to live like him, and we keep talking about, like, perfectionism and all of that, but, like, at the end of the day, that is what God calls us to. He calls us to work as hard as we can, and that's what you did, and look what you created with that, through the Lord's work, and I'm just blessed to have been a part of that. And I thank you so much for honoring the Lord and being obedient. And because it speaks to me today, I know it speaks to everybody else in here, that at the end of the day, are you satisfied with what you've done for the day? And so I just want to thank you for that. And thank you for what you've instilled in all of us. And just thank you for never letting us settling for less than our best. And I remember when we would go to competitions, you would never say, like, we're going to go to beat this choir. Or, you would talk about choirs, like, this is a good choir, but you never said, like, we're going to beat this choir, or this is what we're aiming for. You said we're going to do our best, and it just happened to win every time, And so, but I appreciate that, because it's not about going and beating other people. It's about doing your very best and being satisfied with that at the end of the day. And that's just something that, we just could never pay for. And so just thank you so much for you just doing what you knew to be true and living out your faith, not through words all the time, mostly just through actions. It's something that sticks with me, and I so appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah.